Hi Year 8s. Sorry this video is a little bit late. I was having some technical difficulties yesterday. So this week we're going to be looking at circles. First thing we need to know about circles is that it's a round 2D shape, and all the points on the outside of the curve of a circle are an equal distance from the center. So from the center, this line here is the same distance all the way around. So please make sure that you write that part down. Okay, next slide. There's also different parts of a circle that we need to know, and so I'd like you to draw up this table for me. The first one is circumference, which is the outside curve of the circle. That is the circumference. We then have arc. Arc is part of the circumference, so it's not all of it, it's just a section of it. The radius is the distance from the center of the circle to the circumference. So it's from the middle out to the edge. And the diameter is the distance from one side of the circle through the center to the other side of the circle. So from one side through to the other. An important thing to note is that obviously the radius is half the diameter. That'll come in handy later when we look at circumference and at the area of a circle. So make sure that you've copied all of that into your book. The next one is a sector. A sector is part of a circle whose sides are the radius and the arc. So you've got two arms, which are the radius, and the arc coming along here. So this section in here is called the sector. We have a quadrant, which is a quarter of a circle. And we have semicircles as well, which is half a circle, and is a special type of sector or special arc. Okay, let's get into circumference. Circumference is equal to pi times the diameter. We use this formula here. C equals pi times d. So pi times the diameter. Or, if we've been given the radius, we need to go, the circumference is equal to 2 times pi times r. You've got to times the r by 2 because it's half the diameter, or the diameter is twice as big as the radius. Okay, so C stands for the circumference, D is for the diameter if you're given the diameter, and R is for the radius if you're given the radius. Tomorrow in class we will go through how pi has come about, so we'll talk about that a bit more tomorrow. I'm going to go through a few examples now. Okay, so the first example here, find the circumference of this shape. Okay, in this first example here, we've been given that the radius is 3.5 meters. First step you need to do with all of these questions is write out the formula. I know Mrs. Finch was talking about this when you're finding the area of other shapes, and it's always important to write out the formula first. Okay, now let's sub in what we know. So it's 2 times pi times 3.5. And that means that the circumference is equal to 21.99 meters. And that's all you have to do. You need to be able to identify that this is the radius and replace it in our formula. So the circumference is nearly 22 meters around. Okay, let's have a go at another question. Again, if you want to have a go yourself first, I encourage you to do that. So you can pause now and have a go, and we'll go through this. Okay, so let's go. We've got the diameter this time, so we're going to use the formula C is equal to pi times D. So C is equal to pi times 4 in this question because its diameter is 4 centimeters. So our circumference is going to be 12.57 centimeters. It's that easy. Okay, one more example that you might come across is if you're given a semicircle. So what we need to do is we actually just need to find the circumference of this section here. So again, circumference is equal to pi times d, so it's pi times 8, and that gives us 25.13. Now that's for the whole circle, so what we need to do is we need to divide that by 2. So divide by 2, and so that's this distance around here. What almost everyone always misses is this line along here. This is the circumference. This is the outside of the shape, or along the edge of the shape. So we need to add 8 on to get our final answer of 20.57 centimeters. So if you get a semicircle, find the circumference, divide that by 2, and make sure you add on the other section. We'll go over this again tomorrow, but I wanted to start off now. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I will see you on Tuesday, I think is when I see you. See ya.